Sandman.
In 1321 the Italian poet Dante Alighieri completed his epic poem, The Divine Comedy. The plot is based on the mystical story of a hero who, after the death of his beloved, embarks on a journey through the afterworld in which he passes through the 9 circles of hell, purgatory, and the realms of paradise. Dante, as the hero of the Divine Comedy, enters the afterlife in 1300 at the age of 35. His journey begins on Good Friday, the day corresponding to Christ's death. The entrance to hell, according to Dante, is in the northern hemisphere, the center of which is Jerusalem. Hell itself is a funnel of 9 circles, descending to the center of the earth and consisting of different types of sins. Hell is inhabited by various monsters that guard the sinful souls. And at the very center of the funnel, in the place farthest away from God, is the 3-faced Lucifer locked in ice. He chews up 3 of the worst sinners, Brutus, Cassius and Judas. In the middle of his life's journey, Dante is lost in a dense forest. The poet sees himself at the entrance to hell, where he is blocked by 3 wild beasts, a lynx, a lion and a she-wolf. Virgil comes to his aid and offers to take Dante on a journey through the afterlife. After learning that Virgil is the messenger of Beatrice, the poet's deceased lover, Dante happily entrusts himself to him. The ancient poet becomes Dante's guide through hell and purgatory. Dante and Virgil pass through the gates of hell. Above the entrance there is the inscription, "Abandon all hope, whoever enters here." Once in the underworld, Dante and Virgil see the souls of people who have done neither bad nor good in their lives. As they walk on, they reach the river Acheron. Near the shore they meet Charon, the transporter of souls and guardian of the entrance to the first circle of hell. Climbing aboard a boat, they cross over to the first circle. The first circle of hell contains unbaptized infants and virtuous non-Christians, including Virgil. The wanderers meet the great poets, Homer, Horace, Ovid and Lucan. They lead Dante to a castle surrounded by 7 walls, where ancient heroes and philosophers live. In the second circle of hell dwell those who have sinned for love. In the pitch-dark darkness of the condemned the infernal wind swirls, which symbolizes the whirlwind of passions. Dante encounters the shadows of Francesca and Paolo in hell, who are condemned to fly through this whirlwind in an eternal embrace. Francesca tells the poet that feelings flashed between her and Paolo while reading the novel of Lancelot and Guinevere together. The guardian of the second circle is King Minos. His role is also to distribute and send souls to the other circles of hell, depending on their sin. In the third circle those convicted of gluttony and greed for food suffer. The guardian of the third circle is Cerberus. His 3 mouths tear, gnaw and torment the dead. The fourth circle is the harbor of souls condemned for not knowing how to handle money. Here, wasteful and stingy souls are punished for their opposite sins. They are guarded by Plutos, who was once the god of wealth on Greek Mount Olympus, and was later cast into hell and turned into a demon. In this circle, spenders and misers are condemned to an eternal confrontation. Their faces have become unrecognizable from their wicked life. They wander screaming in a huge circle, pushing heavy blocks in front of them. The crowds clash with one another in a brief battle and scatter in opposite directions. Shouting as they go and continuing to bicker, the sinners reach the opposite point of the semicircle and fight again. Thus they move around the circle, pushing their weights, coming together in a scramble and arguing endlessly. In the fifth circle, a turbulent brook with purple-black waters flows down and spills into the wide Stygian swamp. The swamp extends to the stone walls of the city of Dida, from where the carrier Phlegyas, guardian of the fifth circle, sails out on a shuttle boat for souls. Phlegyas, son of the god Ares, the Greek king of a cruel tribe of robbers, was turned into a demon and cast into hell. In the dark maelstrom, those condemned for intemperance in anger fight unceasingly. The wrecked sinners tear each other to shreds, and in a furious rage they beat their heads and legs. Souls trampled into the bottom of the swamp, so deeply harboring hatred that they are only capable of dejection, laziness, and sluggish boredom. Drowned in the dark waters, they are visible only by the air bubbles that rise from their sighs. Having traversed the fifth circle with the help of Phlegyas, our heroes enter the sixth circle. The walls of the city of Dante appear before them. Beyond them, the city towers can be seen, lit by the scarlet flames of hellfire. The entrance is guarded by hundreds of fallen angels, Lucifer's associates. Above the walls fly three pale, fierce, and bloody furies with balls of snakes instead of hair: Tisiphone, the vengeful; Megara, the hateful; Alecto, the merciless. At their summons, Medusa Gorgon appears, turning to stone with her gaze. Beyond the gates of the fortress walls is a necropolis with burning graves. All tombstones are uncovered, and heretics, followers of false doctrines, suffer in the fiery pits. The sixth circle ends with cliffs and a deep precipice from which comes the acrid stench. The descent into the seventh circle is through the rocks. It is guarded by the Minotaur, a monster with a bull's head and a human body. The Red City of Dante, where rapists are punished, is located here. The seventh circle is divided into three belts according to the kinds of violence committed by sinners. On the first belt flows the bloody, boiling torrent of the Phlegethon. Tyrants, despots, conquerors, and people who have committed violence against a neighbor or his property are boiled alive in it. In the second belt go the souls who have committed violence against themselves or their possessions, suicides, gamblers, moths, and wasters. The third belt is a scorched desert in which souls who have committed violence against the divine are tormented. Descending into the dark abyss where the eighth circle is located is guarded by Geryon, a winged giant who represents the vice of deceit. His face is friendly and attractive, his torso is covered with spots and patterns, his paws have sharp claws, and his long snake tail ends in a poisonous sting. The eighth circle of hell is a stone ledge in the abyss with 10 circular hollows, which like ditches surround the abyss in the center. This area in hell is called the Evil Shields. This is where the souls of deceivers go. To each of the 10 stone cavities of the eighth circle there corresponds one type of deception. The 9 circles of hell according to Dante descend to the icy lake of Cocytus, where the souls of traitors go who have deceived the people who trusted them. On the descent into the dark well of the 9th circle are chained giants goddesses who tried to seize heaven, for which they were thrown underground. The guardians of this circle are the 3 giants, Briareos, Ephialtes, and Antaeus. The icy surface of the lake consists of 4 tapering rings, into which the sinners are frozen up to their necks. Their faces are disfigured by the cold and staring downward. The center of the lake is the center of the universe and of the 9 circles of hell. Here Lucifer is chained waist-deep in ice, guarding the passage to purgatory. Dante describes him with 3 faces and 6 wings. Tears flow from Lucifer's eyes, freezing Lake Cocytus. His 3 jaws gnaw at 3 sinners, traitors to human and divine greatness: Judas, Brutus, and Cassius. Behind Lucifer is the way forward. Having passed all the tests, Dante goes to purgatory, followed by heaven itself.